I don't know how real influencers do it, guys. It's so uncomfortable to do this in public. The Insta360 Luna Ultra has 2 lenses, can go up to 12 times zoom, and its 3-axis gimbal gives it some of the best stabilization around. But the part that sold me is the removable module that lets you control and monitor the whole thing. Mine just arrived this morning, so I thought it would be fun to compare it to the iPhone 17 Pro so you can see and hear the differences for yourself and find out if it's worth your hard-earned paycheck. This is no spec tech. We like specs, but they're not the point. Right now I'm using the front-facing camera on the iPhone 17 Pro, but for zooming and environmental shots, I'll be using the rear iPhone cameras so we can see both devices at maximum potential. You'll immediately notice that the Insta360 has a much wider field of view. Movement is also going to be a little bit slower because the gimbal on the Luna Ultra is working to keep things perfectly smooth. Overall, the Luna Ultra has a more color accurate and higher quality image with a beautiful background blur. On the flip side, the iPhone definitely has a more flattering image. Okay, so now I have the Luna in portrait mode, which does take it down to 3K. So let's give the iPhone a win based on the fact that it can be flipped to portrait mode or landscape mode and stay in 4K. If we're specifically looking at the main camera on the iPhone, it's been a toss-up. Sometimes they're slightly different, but neither is better, and sometimes I much prefer one over the other. And it's a similar story with low light performance. I think it's going to be a matter of priorities. Sometimes the iPhone did better, sometimes the Luna did better. And when I switched to the wide-angle lens on the iPhone, I thought that might get them matching a little bit better, but the quality of the Luna Ultra is just so much better than the wide-angle lens on the iPhone, if you ask me. And you're watching this video, so hopefully you care a little bit. Both cameras will absolutely get the shot and get it well. And for this shot, I wanted to see if this camera was a viable YouTube studio option. We're at the 3x zoom with only the window lighting to support. Oklahoma City, the windy city, that's Chicago. But image quality really is only half the battle, if it's even worth that much. For most of this video, I'm using the Mic Air by Insta360, but let's switch to the internal mics and see how it sounds. So if you're recording something like this with no microphone connected, this is what you can expect out of the Luna Ultra, and this is what you can expect out of the iPhone. I personally think the Luna Ultra does a much better job at canceling the noise around you. So take a look at the past version of me who did an audio test in a very windy environment. So now I'm standing a little bit further than an arm's distance away from the Luna Ultra and the iPhone 17 Pro. We're in a particularly harsh environment when it comes to audio. Because of the highway back there, because of the wind, And speaking of distance, let's see how these guys compare when it comes to zooming in. For this comparison, I'm just going to use the preset zoom options. Okay, here is the iPhone at 0.5. The Luna Ultra at 1. Now moving up to 1x zoom for the iPhone, keeping it at 1 for the Luna Ultra. Now we're at 2x zoom on the iPhone, 2x zoom on the Luna Ultra. We're going to jump up to 4x zoom on the iPhone and 3x zoom on the Luna Ultra. I don't want it to look like I'm recording her, so I'm going to move it this way. So now we've jumped up to 6x zoom on the Luna Ultra, and we're still at 4x on the iPhone, and those are pretty close to each other. And now we're at 12x on the Luna Ultra, 8x on the iPhone. With these shots, I zoomed in 2.5 times with the Luna Ultra and 2 times with the iPhone to see how close I can get them, and I was shocked at how sharp the Luna Ultra looks, even cropped in 2.5 times. But the iPhone's video camera can zoom in up to 24 times. That's what you see here on the left. On the right, I have the Luna Ultra camera zoomed in to 12 times, and cropped in my editor almost 3.5 times. Playing with this is when I realized how much better the Luna Ultra is in terms of quality and sharpness. And by the way, I haven't had to use a memory card at all with any of this footage because of the built-in storage in this camera, which is a huge plus. Internal storage is going to be a requirement for me. So, it was just a bird. So I'm really happy that internal storage is becoming the new norm. And this whole video is shot at 4K, 30 frames per second, unless noted otherwise. And on the Luna Ultra's internal storage, which is 47 gigs, you get about 1 hour and 15 minutes, which is about half the battery life, so you're not going to run out of that anytime soon. You can add more, you just have to make sure you get the right micro SD card, so I'll link that in the description as well, just so you don't waste your money on one that's not strong enough to capture 4K footage. The iPhone obviously has internal storage too. That storage tends to fill up pretty quickly. Now I have one of the Insta360 mics connected, which you don't need to plug in a receiver to the Luna Ultra because Insta360 mics work with Insta360 cameras. So even if I back up like this, not only is the audio going to stay the same high quality, even though there's a highway over there, it's a windy Oklahoma day, but if I walk around, the camera is going to follow me because of the tracking feature. Well, what if I don't have a microphone or I want to get a more unique angle? This is the real party trick of the Luna Ultra. And by the way, these are all settings fresh out of the box. The only setting I changed is connecting the microphone. But I'm going to show you another way you can record audio while also controlling the camera from a distance. I can see exactly what I'm doing, and I can use this as a microphone, so even from all the way over here, you can hear me. Sounds like a decent microphone, right? And what if I wanted to zoom in? That gives you so much flexibility in what you're able to shoot. And I can also, and if I want to recenter, I just double tap the button. When it comes to pulling out your phone and getting a great shot, it doesn't get any simpler than that. But what about getting creative shots, or movement that looks cinematic, or being able to add more storage? I originally wanted to use the rear camera of the iPhone only because I thought that was going to give the most fair comparison. But there were so many times where I thought I was recording, or my finger accidentally changed the exposure. If you're getting into creating any sort of content where you're the subject, not being able to see yourself is a huge headache. And since part of my goal on this channel is to help people make better digital decisions for your wallet and mind, I'm going to talk about digital wellness and using a camera versus using your phone for a second. I'm here working in Japan for a few weeks and I made a couple of new friends. So when I pull out the camera to get footage, there's no temptation to check my notification or habitually go into an app that drains my mental energy. So for staying present, the camera went back in my bag and I was back in the moment with the people who matter. Even though they're new in my life, I still love them. And as someone who loves people but is very much introverted, I don't like people seeing me filming myself with my phone. For some reason, when I'm doing it with a real camera, and psychologically, it takes me out of myself and allows me to get more creative shots and turn on my real personality to be more confident and authentic. And look, I'm about to talk some people out of buying this. If you are gonna buy it, I did link it in the description below. I always link the best prices I could find, and those links will never cost you anything extra. And once I reach my 1 year mark here in a few months, I'm going to make a video about how much money I've made, a lot of the free stuff that I've gotten, and talk about realistic expectations, sticking to your values, and how to enjoy the process. So please subscribe if that's something that interests you. If you asked me if it's worth it, my answer is yes. But it also depends on what you're looking for in a camera. If you want to up your game, get some creative shots, zoom in at higher quality, the Luna Ultra is the way to go. Thank goodness I'm in a place where I was able to afford it. But if you can't, you do not need something like this to create. You can spend $25 to $50 on a little lavalier mic. If your audio is good, your phone is going to be the tool you need to learn. If it's in your budget, if you're looking for something that kind of packs everything into one, is simple, fun, convenient, and encourages you to be more creative, then to me, this is a very worthwhile purchase.